Hi guys, it's Shauna from SBell Wellness. I am an essential oil educator, and tonight I am coming on here to talk a little bit about diffusing. So diffusing is a really great way for us to get the benefits of essential oils through the aromatics. Our body actually has like over 1,000 receptors on it for smell. And so that's a really great way for us to get those wonderful beneficial properties of the oils into our system to help us in so many ways. And so speaking of ways that it helps, there's really kind of 4 ways that we would want to get the benefit aromatically. So one being that it can really help influence our mood and just set the environment where we are. 2, it really can be helpful to purify the air. 3, really helping to clear the airways. And then the last one is really helping to deal with some of those seasonal threats that might be in the air. So all really great reasons that we would want to diffuse. And there's, a couple different ways that you can actually diffuse. So most of us are aware of diffusers. So this is the doTERRA Lumo diffuser, and it has 3 different settings on it where you could do 2 hours, 5 hours, or 10 hours, which intermittently runs every 5 minutes. We use this one in our bedroom at night, and I do that 10-hour function just to have that going. So that's a really great diffuser. We also enjoy the doTERRA pedal diffuser in our family room, and that one has like a 2 and 4 hour function on it. There are lots of diffuser options out there. I do just caution you to make sure that you're kind of reading what the material is, what it's made of, making sure that that's a safe plastic that you're going to be putting those oils into. You can also diffuse through the use of diffuser jewelry. So there's lots of different places that you could get these. Etsy's a really great place to find them. So many different people make them. You could actually make your own. You can get those supplies at like Hobby Lobby or any sort of craft store. And then Vitality Extract is actually a place where I've gotten one of these before. So definitely a really great way to diffuse and put your oils on and have them with you for that aromatic benefit throughout your day. And then you can also just, you kind of use your hands for that. So you could put oil into your hand, rub it together, and cup it over your nose to get those aromatics that way. So to use a diffuser, you would actually want to make sure that you're using clean water. I do recommend distilled water over others just because that helps to keep the diffuser clean. But you can also use filtered water. If you do have to use tap water, I think you're just going to have to clean your diffuser more frequently because of the minerals in the water can kind of clog up your diffuser. So you'll want to just make sure you're filling it to that designated line. My recommendation, really how many drops of oil depends on the size of your diffuser. So the diffusers that I described, anywhere from like 5 to 12 drops is what you would want to use. We'll talk in a little bit about some different diffuser blends. You actually really only need it to be running for about 30 minutes at a time to get that benefit. But of course, going longer is not going to have a harmful benefit. So if you enjoy those aromatics for a longer period of time, then go ahead and enjoy that. And like I mentioned earlier, having that intermittent button there is super helpful to kind of get those bursts throughout a longer period of time. And then I want to mention about cleaning. So I said you might have to clean it more if you were using like tap water in it. So for cleaning purposes, you want to make sure that you dump the water out each time. If you have any leftover water, you want to make sure that you're wiping it out. I am using my diffusers daily, and so I will just dump out any water that was there when I go to fill it again, and then just wipe it out with a clean cloth. And then about 1 time a month, you do want to do more of a little bit of a deeper cleaning. So you can do that by like filling with half water, putting a little bit of vinegar in there, and then running that for about 5 minutes, and then turning it off and dumping that out, and then drying it out. You might want to use like a Q-tip with a little bit of vinegar to get into any of those little smaller corners or areas that you have some residue and want to clean out. So I do recommend doing that about once a month to keep your diffuser running smoothly. All right, let's see what else I want to talk about. So actually, how do we choose, right? So when we want to diffuse, how do we choose our oils? There's some really great resources out there that can kind of put those blends together. You can go onto the doTERRA website, and you'll find lots of resources for that. There's lots of ebooks out there on the doTERRA website, so just lots of resources. But if you want to kind of learn how to choose them on your own, there's really 2 great ways to kind of think about them. So there's a classifications chart that you would find in the Essential Life books. And so in there, you'll see that these charts will have the classification. So what I'm talking about is, is an oil a citrus? So citrus oils can be energizing. Is an oil, the oil a floral? It can be relaxing. Is it a wood? Does it come from woods? And so that gives us more grounding properties. So there's 8 different categories that they fall into, and that's a way to kind of help you if maybe you are looking for an oil that you don't have, but you're looking for wild orange and you don't have that, but you have citrus bliss, that those citrus ones can help energize. So those are just one way that you can kind of start to think about oils on your own. And then, of course, the chemical properties are what really give the oils or us those benefits from the oils. And so a really great way to start looking at that is really starting to understand the chemistry of various oils. And so on the doTERRA website, you can actually go and get these wonderful little chemistry wheels. And so on here, it's going to tell you some of the chemical makeup of it, and then it will give you some of those properties that it has. For instance, like this one says calming, and so all of our oils that will be calming are down here. And so there's various chemistry wheels that you can kind of print out and just start to play with a little bit so that you kind of understand, like, oh man, I'm out of lavender. That's the one I always used for calming. Let me take a look. Oh, I could also use clary sage, because that's going to have a similar chemical makeup, and I'll be able to get those properties that I'm looking for. So these are a great way to help kind of coach you through learning to get to know your oils and how to choose them. All right, so as we talk about diffusing, I just wanted to share, I thought it would be nice to share a couple of blends with you tonight as far as diffusing. And so I have those kind of out by room of the house. And so in the living room, one that I really enjoy is a combination that's really just like a happy blend. 3 grapefruit, 4 drops of spearmint, 2 drops of bergamot, and 2 drops of Hawaiian sandalwood. So that combination of some citrus and some mint, and then that sandalwood together is just really kind of uplifting, but at the same time, kind of calming and settling too. So that's really nice one together in our family room. In the kitchen, one that you would want to blend together would be frankincense. So you could do 4 drops of frankincense, 3 drops of melaleuca, which is tea tree, and then 2 drops of lemon. Putting those together as a really nice purifying blend. We talked about kind of cleansing the air. Those together can really help with that. Maybe if your kiddos are doing homework or you've got some work projects that you're working on, maybe you would want one that's really going to help with focus. So a nice focus blend would be a drop of basil, 2 drops of lemon, and 3 drops of rosemary. Rosemary has wonderful powers to support brain and thinking, and so that's a really great one when we need to focus in. The next one is the bedroom. So bedroom, like I mentioned earlier, we use that one every night for sleep. And so we put in there about 4 drops of Serenity and 4 drops of Breathe every night in that 10-hour one. And so another great one for the bedroom or for sleep might be 3 drops of balance, 3 drops of serenity. So those are great ones to use for relaxation in the bedroom. And then lastly, in the bathroom. So in the bathroom, we're looking for kind of that cleansing, that purifying too. And so 2 drops of lemon, 1 drop of melaleuca, a drop of lime, and a drop of purify would be a great one to use in the bathroom. I know that some people feel like they don't have space for a diffuser in the bathroom. And so actually, if you just fill a jar with baking soda and then you put your drops down in there, and instead of putting the lid on the mason jar, you can put like a piece of fabric and just put the screw top back on, and then you can kind of give it a shake, and you're going to get that aromatics from it that way. So it's a really great way to do that if for some reason you don't have space or room in the plug-in to plug in a diffuser. You could certainly diffuse it that way. All right, so that was just a quick little bit tonight. I just wanted to share with you about diffusing, how wonderful the benefits of diffusing are for our body, and just how much I enjoy it. I didn't mention, if you can get yourself into a routine with it, then that's a super good way to make sure that you're enjoying those benefits. So kind of line it up with parts of your routine in the day. So, I typically do it right when we get home in the evening to have that going, and then at bedtime. So those are the times that I typically do it during a work week. And then I also diffuse sometimes at work. I definitely am using my diffuser bracelets. And then during the weekends when we're home a little bit more, then that's the first thing I do on the weekend mornings is filling up that diffuser. And so we'll have that going at several times throughout the day when we're actually home more. So I hope that was beneficial. I hope that if you have any questions, feel free to please reach out to me. You can reach me on my website, SBellWellness.com. There's contact tab there. You can go in there and get my email, my phone number, all of those things that you can contact. I invite you to come follow along over on Facebook at SBell Wellness as well, and Instagram also. So I love teaching about oils and sharing them with you. I hope that you're finding them beneficial and that you'll come and learn with me again soon. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and be well.